Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We're going to recap all of today's NFL action. I'll give my picks and my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle's picks. We do have some sad NFL news to report. We'll talk about the Cavs, and we'll talk about the Buckeyes and some other NBA and college football news, NBA basketball news, and college football news. We'll get to all that. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question, and it is a NFL trivia question. It is a Browns one. Who led the AFC in interceptions in 1994? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. Um, right now, we're gonna go over the Week 10 scoreboard. We're gonna start with the Browns with their game. It was a tough one today. This one was a very frustrating. It was a winnable game for the Browns, but they could not take advantage of it on the road. They could not do it, and the New York Jets made some franchise history in the span of 36 seconds. They held on the rest of the way for their second win in a row. New York got touchdowns on a kickoff return and punt return in the same game for the first time. Breece Hall took a screen pass from Justin Fields 42 yards for the go-ahead score, and the Jets defeated the Cleveland Browns 27-20 on a rainy Sunday in New York. I'm on the sideline like, yo, we don't need to do no work, Fields said with a big smile. Now, special teams definitely did their thing today. Proud of those guys, and we finally had some hits. 5 days after training cornerback, Sauce Gardner and defensive tackle Quinnen Williams in stunning moves. The Jets 2-7 now come off their bye week to give coach Aaron Glenn his first win at home. Keen Nwangwu returned to kickoff 99 yards for a touchdown in the first quarter, and moments later, Isaiah Williams brought back a punt 74 yards for a score. The Jets had one previous game with two kickoffs returned for scores and another with two punts but returned for TDs, but never one of each in the same game. And listen, we know we have a long way to go and we have a lot of work to do on both sides of the ball, Glenn said, but I'll tell you what our special teams really gave us a spark today. Will McDonald had 4 sacks to tie a single game record for New York, which sealed the win with some late mistakes by Cleveland, who now fall to 2-7. The Browns fall to that. With the Jets leading 27-20, Fields scrambled on 3rd and 16, and Devin Bush was called for holding, giving New York a first down with 1:50 left, and it's 44. Hall ran 3 times, and the Jets lined up on 4th down to let the play clock run down before appearing to plan to call a timeout and punt. But Cleveland's Cameron Thomas jumped, and New York had a fresh set of downs and the victory. Frustration is frustration, said Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, who had one sack. You try your best not to point fingers. You've just got to clean up what you can execute the best you can. We've just got to be better. Fields, who started again after seeming to have a tenuous hold on the job, was only 6 of 11 for 54 yards with the TD to Hall and his first interception of the season, but he made a big play with the game hanging in the balance. With the game tied at 17 and Garrett Wilson out after leaving with a knee injury, and the Jets ran the ball on 7 straight plays before Fields, who was walloped as he threw dumped a screen pass to Hall, who took it into the end zone for 42 yards and a touchdown to put New York up 24-17 with 14:12 left. It was a perfect play call in that situation, Fields said. Nick Folk kicked a 37-yard field goal to make it 27-17. Andre Schmidt's 29-yarder for Cleveland made it a one-score game with 2:27 left. Rookie Dylan Gabriel was 17 of 32 for 167 yards and touchdown passes to David Njoku and Jerry Jeudy. Quinshon Judkins ran for 75 yards on 22 carries for the Browns, who have lost 13 straight road games dating to last season. After the game, Coach Kevin Stefanski said he's sticking with Gabriel at quarterback instead of going to fellow rookie Shedeur Sanders. This is a young player, and you're always trying to get one game better than those types of things, Stefanski said. We have to play better as an offense, and that is true. This offense has been pitiful all season so far, and they need to really get it together. And I think in the coming weeks, if this persists, we're going to have some changes coming. Gabriel gave Cleveland an early lead when he threw a 9-yard touchdown pass to Njoku on Cleveland's 95-yard opening possession, but Nangwu took the kickoff up the middle and invaded would be tacklers, including Schmitz and a diving attempt, and returned it up the sideline 99 yards for a touchdown. New York then forced a 3-and-out, and Williams returned Corey Borges' punt 74 yards to make it 14-7 with 5:45 left in the opening quarter. The last time an NFL team had a kickoff punt and punt return for scores in the same game was Baltimore against Chicago on October 5th, 2017. The Chargers were the last team to accomplish the feat in the first quarter in 2007. Fields threw his first interception of the season with Ronnie Hickman when Ronnie Hickman picked him off to give the Browns the ball at the Jets' 22, and Cleveland took advantage immediately with Gabriel connecting with a diving Jeudy for a touchdown to tie it at 14 with 10:34 left in the second quarter. The Jets honored the late Nick Mangold with a pregame tribute that included a video montage and a massive number 74 banner on the field, a large picture of the former center and former teammate D. Brickashaw Ferguson speaking out about his friend Mangold, the two-time All-Pro center who helped lead the Jets to the AFC Championship game twice in his 11 seasons with New York, died on October 27th from complications of kidney disease, and he was only 41 years old. Defensive end Alex Wright was ruled out in the third quarter with a quadriceps injury. Jets Wilson left during the third quarter with an injury to the same knee that caused him to miss the previous two games. Cornerback Azariah, Thomas is in the concussion protocol after being injured early in the second quarter. He was hit while making a tackle and was on the back motionless for a few moments. Trainers brought out a backboard, appearing as though he would be immobilized, but Thomas was able to get up under his own power. Browns are host Baltimore at home next Sunday, and the Jets play New England on Thursday Night Football. But for the Browns, this game was just a winnable game, and they could not get the win in this game today. It was very frustrating, but they did score 20 points, which was more than the usual 17 points in this game. But I have to give the game balls to the Jets. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed again. I can't do it. Give them to the Browns. But Justin Fields, 6 of 11, 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Breece Hall, 21 attempts, 83 yards. And Breece Hall that was on the receiving on the rushing end. It was one reception, 42 yards, and one touchdown. And they get the game lost. But for the Browns, Dylan Gabriel, 17 of 32, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rashawn Judkins, 75 yards, 22 attempts. Jerry Jeudy, 6 receptions, 78 yards, 1 touchdown. But this just was a very frustrating game for the Browns today. Oh, whoops. For the Browns today. And this was just a win. We were hoping that the Browns would get, because this was a winnable game. Because next week's going to be tough against Baltimore, and now we are 2-7, and I'm going to get to the rest of the early game scores in just a moment. Right now, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. It is Browns trivia question. Who led the AFC in interceptions in 1994? And if you said Eric Turner, you are correct. The late great Turner had 9 interceptions that year. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. And I'm going to go over the scores. You already know the Browns lost 27-20. I took the Browns and lost. I picked them to win and they lost, and so did my brother-in-law. He lost on that one. This morning in Berlin, Germany, the Indianapolis Colts beat the Atlanta Falcons in overtime, 31-25. And the Jets had the winning touchdown in overtime to get the win. And I give the game balls to Daniel Jones and the Colts. And I took Indianapolis, and I won on that one, and so did my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. He won on that one. The New Orleans Saints got their second win of the season, beating the Carolina Panthers 17-7. And I took Carolina and lost, and so did my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. He took Carolina, and I give the game balls to Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara on the Saints. Carolina Panthers held only one touchdown. The Chicago Bears came from behind to beat the New York Giants 24-20 in the final minutes of the fourth quarter. Jackson Dart left the game with a knee injury, and was actually being evaluated, not a knee injury, but he left the game in the third quarter being evaluated for a concussion. So his backup took over. And I took the Bears and won. And my brother-in-law took the Giants, and he lost on that one. The Houston Texans saved their season in the final seconds of the fourth quarter, and they come from behind to beat the Houston Texans, start scoring a game-winning touchdown, 36-29 in the final seconds. And I give the game balls to C.J. Stroud, and I give them to Nick Chubb and the Texans. I took the Texans and won, and my brother-in-law took the Jaguars, and he lost on that one. And the Miami Dolphins walloped the Buffalo Bills today, 30-13 at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Buffalo held to just 2 touchdowns. Boy, this was not a good day for the Buffalo Bills. And I took Buffalo, hopefully thinking they were going to win, and so did my brother-in-law, and we both lost on that one. But I give the game balls to Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. For the first time in Minnesota, the Baltimore Ravens won on the road in Minnesota by the final score of 27-19. They now have a healthy Lamar Jackson, and I give the game balls to Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews and the rest of the Baltimore Ravens. I took Minnesota and I lost on that one. My brother-in-law took the Ravens. He won on that one. You already know the Browns lost. The New England Patriots beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, on the road. They steal one, 28-23. I give them to Drake May and the Patriots. I give them to them. And I took Tampa Bay and lost. My brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle, he took the Buccaneers. He lost on that one as well. That does it for the early games. Now for the late afternoon games, the Seattle Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals 44-22 at Lumen Field in Seattle, and I give the game balls to the Seahawks. DK Metcalf and the Seahawks, and Sam Darnold. I give them to them. And I took Seattle and won, and my brother-in-law took the Cardinals. He lost on that one. The LA Rams beat the San Francisco 49ers at Levi's Stadium. They still won on the road at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, 42-26. San Francisco, they were down 21-0, but came back. But the Rams just had them from the get-go of this game. And I gave them to Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and the rest of the Rams. And I took the Rams and won on that one. My brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle, he took the Niners and lost on that one. And the final late afternoon game, the Detroit Lions beat the Washington Commanders 44-22. I give them to Jared Goff and Amon St. Brown and the Detroit Lions. And I took the Lions and won, and they beat them at Northwest Stadium in Washington. They still won on the road. And my brother-in-law, he took the Lions and won as well. And I have the Chargers for tonight's game. And right now, the Chargers are up 12-3 in the second quarter with 1 second to go till halftime. It's the 2nd and 10 at the Pittsburgh 35. The Steelers have the ball. And tomorrow night, the Philadelphia Eagles are in Green Bay at legendary Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. So right now, I am 7-5 on my picks, and my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle is 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 3 and 8. So he's got taking a bloodbath. So it looks like I'm going to win the best because the best he can do is be 5 and 8. That's the best he can do. And the best, if I win these last two, I'm going to be 9 and 5. So we'll see who comes out on top. Shedeur Sanders did practice Wednesday, but he did not. He did go with the team to when the Browns took on the Jets today, and the Browns have found themselves a particular spot with their quarterbacks as we got the second half of the season underway today. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has remained committed to Dillon Gabriel as the starter, but he is not a productive starter, as everybody knows. After the bye week, with Gabriel's struggles against New England 2 weeks ago on the top of his progression with the offense, many fans wonder how much longer the Browns want to ride it out with Gabriel before switching over to their other rookie quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. And Gabriel struggled today, even against the Jets. Browns insider Mary Kay Cabot commented on the situation Tuesday morning when Cleveland's front views the current rookie quarterback situation. Dillon Gabriel does need time to come up with the learning curve to see if he can do a little bit better, Cabot said on 92.3 The Fan, but I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to ride it out with him. I think that the Browns would like to see Shedeur Sanders at some point this season. I think he will play. I think it'll be a little later for them and for him. You don't want to throw him in with 9 games left, and if he's not ready, and with our offense being pitiful, the Browns' offense has been pitiful to say the least in 2025, with their offensive ratings in almost every major category ranking in the bottom 10. Their offense has yet to show any promise in terms of scoring, with the offense ranking 30th in the league in that category, while still unable to score more than 17 points offensively dating back to last season. Uh, Although they did score 20 points today. And aside from their 36 win over Miami, led by rookie running back Quishon Judkins, and their stout defense, it's safe to assume that to assume that if this type of offensive play persists over the next few weeks, more changes could be made to try to attempt to increase their productivity and potentially change the outcomes of their games in which they continue to find themselves on the losing side of said outcomes. And they found themselves on the losing side today, to say the least. The announcement was made this past week that Stefanski would be giving up play calling duties to offensive coordinator Tommy Rees after the 2-6 start. They now find themselves at 2-7 on the season. This decision does spark some speculation as whether this change will result in more uh, in more offensive production and the possibility that more changes could be made in the near future. The starting quarterback job still belongs to Gabriel, um, but certain outcomes could result in consideration for a change uh, based on recent speculation. Sanders did not participate. Did participate. He did. He did not. Did not. Sanders did participate in practice on Wednesday after dealing with a back injury as the Browns uh, had traveled to New York to face it yesterday and lost 27-20. And the Jets now are 2-7. The Browns are now 2-7. And but I think eventually near the end of the season we will see Sanders, but I just don't know how much longer we can ride it out. The offense has been pitiful, and they need to make some changes on that offense. They really do to get offensive uh, productivity. And the defense has been phenomenal. They rank right up there, but the offense needs to. We need more offensive production from the offense, and we need them to produce, and very quickly too. So I really think we should. They need to really make some changes on that offense. So, and right now, I have some NFL news myself, and all the sports media, NBC, ABC, CBS, and NFL Network, and ESPN, and all the sports media are very deeply saddened by the passing of former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, who passed away today at the age of 84. In the autumn of 1989, Paul Tagliabue became the NFL's seventh full-time commissioner. He was voted to succeed Pete Rozelle, and after 17 years, was followed by Roger Goodell. In between, Tagliabue navigated the NFL through the expansion from 28 teams to 32 teams, 6 divisions to 8, grew the game, and that grew the game globally, uh, achieved labor peace, the league's uh, established the league's own website and TV network and navigated it through the through the tragedies, of Hurricane Katrina and 9/11. Over the league's attorney, once the league's attorney Tagliabue left an undeniable mark overseeing the NFL and became the fifth chief executive of the league, uh, elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He died Sunday at the age of 84. The league had announced. Uh, and uh, and we and He really had unparalleled success. All of us are deeply saddened by the passing of Paul Tagliabue, whose principled leadership and vision put the NFL on the path to unparalleled success. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said in a statement Sunday. Throughout his decades, long-term leadership, then during a powerful 17-year tenure as commissioner, Paul served uh, integrity, uh, passion, and unwavering conviction to do uh, to do what was best for the league. Paul was the ultimate steward of the game, tall in stature, humble in presence, and decisive in his loyalty to the NFL. He viewed every challenge and opportunity through the lens of what was best for the greater good and principle he inherited from Pete Rozelle and passed it on to me. Tagliabue was NFL commissioner from 1989 to 2006 and oversaw the league's uh, tremendous growth during his tenure, including the expansion of 32 teams and the current 8 division landscape it plays in today. He was inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2020. Tagliabue's death prompted an outgoing remembrance of the NFL and football community on Sunday. Below is a collection of tributes to an NFL pioneer from his teams and figures around the league. And so I don't have time to read some of the tributes, but he really paved the way for made took the NFL to another level, and he was really one of the pioneers of the NFL, and he will be missed. And my thoughts and prayers go out to the Tagliabue family during this difficult time. Uh, the and we're almost out of time. The Cavaliers will be back in action tomorrow as they will take on the Miami Heat at 7:30. That'll be in Miami. Uh, they beat the Bulls last night, 128 to 122, and Donovan Mitchell led the way scoring. He had he had actually yeah he had 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and DeAndre Hunter 29 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. So and Evan Mobley had 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Well, and Jalen Tyson has 17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and Jared Allen had 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. So, and they played really hard, and so they go to 7-3 on the season, and the Ohio State Buckeyes have UCLA in prime time next week, next Saturday night. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't have time for one of my new wrinkles this time out, but hopefully I will do one on my next podcast. But I do apologize. I've not done one the past few weeks, but I will do one on my next podcast. I promise. And but I'm gonna do just a feature player for today, and that is gonna be my player of the week, and that's gonna be uh, it's gonna be Breece Hall of the Jets for scoring those touchdowns and having the kick to return the punt and the kickoff return, punt return for the touchdowns. Because he really, that was phenomenal that he did that. So there, you got one of my new wrinkles. That's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. I'll be back this week or next week next weekend with another podcast. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.